It's Mike Hosking for breakfast on Newtalk ZB.
When it's cold, I get lonely.
13 minutes past 8. So one of the great things about Christmas is that in among the myriad of crap new festive music, there is always a gem to be found. Bob Dylan is one. Hayley Westenra might well be another. We've got all the favourites on board for the album and an appearance by Ronan Keating. And Hayley Westenra is back with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike. How are you?
I'm very well indeed. It seems like we catch up like once a year, like second cousins getting together at sort of, the family festival, and we chat and see what we've done with each other over the last 12 months. What have you done for the year? What have you been up to?
Gosh, well, I've been out to Japan a couple of times, Taiwan twice, for some concerts, and let me think, what else have I been doing? Lots of concerts in the UK, and then, of course, the recording of my Christmas Magic album. I did that during the summer, and so I'm currently on tour around the UK. I'm doing a tour of cathedrals, which is just wonderful. Yeah, it's the perfect setting for my new music.
The wonderful thing about cathedrals, not that I've spent a lot of time singing in them, but they have there's something about the sound, isn't there? Even a bad singer can sound beautiful in an abbey or cathedral. Yeah,
this is why I choose them. It's a little safety blanket. No, I just think, it's at this time of year, it's really the perfect, it's just a wonderful place to hold a concert. There's just a really wonderful atmosphere, and of course the acoustics, they do, they help, and they add a lot to the show.
How do you pick the music for a Christmas album in that sense? Because I always I was explaining to someone the other day, I like a little surprise in there, something I may or may not have heard before, but you've also got to have some favourites, otherwise you'll disappoint.
How have I done? Have you listened to the album yet?
Of course, I've listened to the album. You've done brilliantly, because there's lots of there's lots of the old favourites, and there's several. In fact, 3 or 4 I've never heard before.
Aha, that's probably because I wrote them this year. But this album has for a start, I've been wanting to make a new Christmas album for a long time. I recorded one when I was 14, and I'm now 22, so it's kind of one of those things that you kind of every artist wants to do at some stage. But enough time had passed to allow me to make a new one, and so I'd been gathering up songs for a long time, and I'd hear some songs that slightly more underground kind of festive songs that I put on my list, and on this album I have a song by Joni Mitchell called River, which isn't exactly a Christmas song. It's more of a seasonal number. And I enjoyed, writing some of my own tunes for the album too.
It's brilliant. How did the Ronan thing come about?
Well, it helps that we're on the same record label. It makes negotiations easier. But he invited me to record this song with him. And I believe he helped write the song. He sort of co-wrote it. And I listened to the song, and I thought it's a really beautiful song. And of course, I'm a Ronan Keating fan, like all other women out there. So it was an opportunity I couldn't really turn down, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. We performed it the other day, actually. At his he has a charity. A cancer charity, and he puts on this annual ball. So we performed the new duet at that ball, which was a real treat for me, and everyone seemed to like it too. So that was great. Is
it one of those funny things in the industry where everybody knows of each other, and yet you don't actually know each other because you've never met, or do you bump into each other down the corridor of the record company? Yeah,
it's kind of a funny thing. Like, you'll sort of meet other artists at music awards ceremonies and random events at radio stations, for example. And it'll be like hi, how's it going? And but we don't really tend to all sort of hang out in one big group, as you might imagine. And I'd met actually Ronan only once before, and that was in Christchurch, like maybe 6 years ago. And of course I mentioned this to him, and he didn't remember me.
Oh no!
No, I think I must have just signed maybe with Universal, so I was it was kind of one of my first outings as a Universal artist. He wouldn't have known my music or anything about me, so I'm not too offended.
Oh, well, that's all right.
Didn't remember.
Because do you get nervous in that sort of scenario? I would imagine that if the person you're meeting isn't... See, I happen to have interviewed him a couple of times, and he's a lovely person, so it all works out well. But I would imagine if I met somebody who wasn't necessarily that nice, then to sing with them would be difficult, wouldn't it? Because you'd be nervous or on edge.
You're right, yeah. Working with someone with an ego isn't on my sort of list of fun things to do. But with Ronan Keating, he is really the most down to earth person you'll ever meet. He's got his 2 feet on the ground, and he's doing amazing charity work. And I met his wife as well. He's got a lovely wife. I haven't met his kids, but I think they'd probably help keep him grounded. I'd imagine.
Exactly. You've hung out a bit with the All Blacks this year, of course. You've sung with them, well, not with them because they don't sing, but I mean, you've sung for them a number of times, haven't you?
Yes. Actually, just a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, or a week and a half ago, I sang for them for the All Blacks England match. Which of course we won. I'm very pleased about that.
Exactly.
And I'm singing for them again this coming Saturday for the All Blacks Barbarians match.
Do you give it a bit of a twist? I mean, when you sing the same song, a national anthem's a national anthem, but do you give it a bit of a twist? Do you look to give it a bit of something, or do you just sort of hold to tradition and just belt it out and it is what it is?
When it comes to the your national anthem, I think, personally, I think what the best thing to do is just to dig deep and really sing it from your, from the heart. And but of course, with other songs, then I'm more conscious of being creative with them. But I think you just, if you're singing it, if you're focusing on the lyrics and you're singing it from the heart, then you're going to be putting your own twist on it without really thinking it through. It's just subconsciously it will sort of come through.
Indeed. Well, are you still vegetarian, by the way? No, I can hear the answer there. You're not, are you?
Not anymore.
What happened?
Oh, no. Well, I do feel bad about it, but I know that doesn't really count. I don't really eat much meat, but I just... I don't know, really.
You fell off the wagon. You had too many pints of beer one night. You went nuts and had a steak. Is that what happened, Hayley?
Well, actually, I was on tour with my similar. I was on tour with my band in the States, and I can't remember where we were, but one of the drummer, he ordered this hamburger for dinner, and I just looked and I thought, oh man, I really want a hamburger.
That's right.
and I said it out loud, and they're like, we'll order one. I'm like, okay, yeah, I think I will. And it was amazing. I shouldn't say that, but...
And you've never looked back?
I tend not to eat much meat. I'm still kind of vegetarian at heart, but...
But you've fallen off...
Once in a while, it's quite nice.
Fair enough, too. Have you done your Christmas shopping?
I have to admit, I'm a little bit stressed out about Christmas shopping this year because I don't really have much time, and I haven't done really much. I found a couple of things for my family, but that's about it.
And is it Christmas in England?
A couple of small things.
Fair enough, too.
I need to have think it through. You need to kind of have a plan, really, don't you?
You've got to have a list. You must have a list.
Yeah, I don't have a list yet.
No point leaving the house without a list. Are you spending Christmas in Britain or at home?
Oh, definitely at home. Yeah, I'll be back home in Christchurch for Christmas.
Fantastic. Well, listen, have a lovely break and a lovely Christmas, and it's been beautiful to catch up with you again, and congratulations on the album.
Thanks so much, Mike. Nice talking to you, and have a good Christmas yourself.
Isn't she lovely? Hayley Westenra, the Christmas album is out now, 8:21.